Hi, this is Mark News from Plant Talk Radio. Thanks for subscribing and listening to our podcast, Your Gardening Questions from Plant Talk Radio. If you have a gardening question you'd like our host Fred Howard to answer, send him an email. The email address is fred@planttalkradio.com. Now for today's question. It's drying up a little bit. Does that help with the fungal diseases?
Well, it does, Mark. Fungi, by and large, the ones we have to worry about on plants are water-related, as is pretty much true across the whole species, if you will. Now, I had a plant that was starting to show significant graying of powdery mildew for several weeks, but in this past month, where it has slowed down a little bit, dried during the day or earlier in the morning, etc. I looked at the plant yesterday as I was going by, and there's very, very little. Now, I suppose if I were to get out my little hand lens and look carefully, I would still see spores. I would still see some of the indications that another wet spell, it would break out and turn gray again. But right now, the plant has recovered on its own. A few leaves have yellowed and so on, but by and large, water-related things. And the fungi are sometimes on the leaves. There are water fungi. Phytophthora blight by name is one of them, where the roots stay too wet. I know the damage of that because I have 5 big Taxus hicksii as a tall screen on one part of my lawn. And that, well, where the drainage pattern comes through over those 3 years a while back that we had wet springs, 2 of the plants are dead. Now, that is too bad. I've left them stand. The other 3 have been trimmed at the height of the dead ones. And I have grown clematis right at the base of the plants, up curling through the stems. I have 6 different plants that are blooming at different times. They grow anywhere from 6 feet high to 12 or 15 feet high, depending on the kind. I'm not going to get into which ones are which because I can't remember. But at the same time, most of your good garden centers, good big ones that handle a lot of plants, will have a variation like that. And you can use the dead stems of a Taxus to support the clematis.
Hey, thanks again for listening to our podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our other podcasts as well, the Plant of the Week podcast and the Plant Talk Radio podcast, all on iTunes or your favorite podcast player. If you'd like to sponsor a daily podcast, contact us at fred@planttalkradio.com. To find out more about Fred Howard and Plant Talk Radio, visit our website, planttalkradio.com.
Circle270media.com